Hey, what's up guys, it's me again and welcome back to my channel Mayta What Ifs. Today I am back with a new short movie. The name of this short movie is What If Naruto Rise of Spirit of Vengeance. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted short movie and my own idea, and yes, this is a crossover between Ghost Rider and Naruto. Well, as much as it can be from my own, perspective. Anyways, the thing is that I was watching Ghost Rider yesterday, the first part with the Nicolas Cage one that came out back in like what 2008 or 9 I guess. And you know what, I got the idea and I hope you guys enjoy this one, so make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Polo Uchiha channel as well and my new channel. I know the video there yesterday was quite short, like 6 to 7 minutes, but trust me, I'm quite having a hard time writing down my own stories and then later on figuring it out how to read it in my own handwriting, because I'm going old school there. It's kind of like a mental habit of mine to start writing my own stories as well, instead of just going with the flow like freestyling them like I do on both Mayta What If and Apologia channel. So yeah, I hope you guys follow that channel as well. The link will be in the description, and if you want the name, it's Potato What Ifs. There, I said it. As for why that name, to be honest, I wanted something funny, so yeah, I just grabbed a potato and placed what ifs in front of that. Enough of me yapping anyways. I hope you're all doing well. Sorry for the delay on this channel, and now we can be back on track from here onwards. Enough said. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. Our story begins with elemental nations, in which we see one thing was common everywhere: that chaos as well as wars. The bigger villages, the shinobi nations as they were called, waged war against one another, and the people who suffered the most from it were the minor people, the ones who were civilians and not even a part of their wars and their land. The wars of the said nations were fought on these peoples who were the victims on their land, and they were the ones who got written off in reports as casualties that could not have been avoided. In the meanwhile, they fought these wars for egos, for power, and whatnot. Seeing the corruption that ran deep, even the gods were disgusted by them. As now we go towards one of the bigger and stronger nations amongst one of them, Konoha Gakure no Sato. It was October 9th at nighttime. Minato Namikaze did not anticipate that his night would turn out like this. He was expecting that his family will increase today, aside from him and his wife, and they would be at home, relaxing and having a good time. Not fighting a goddamn Biju and an intruder claiming to be Madara Uchiha. His wife was on deathbed. His son almost died at his birth, and now he too knew that he had to make a sacrifice. A big one, if he wanted to save his home from the said Biju that was marching towards them like a tsunami. I have to do it. And so, using his renowned technique, the Flying Raijin, he arrived back at the place where his wife and child were. You're back. How are you doing, Kushina? I'm barely holding on as it is. You will be able to survive. What do you mean by that? As that is when Minato injected her with a sleeping dosage. What are you doing? You will survive. And so he made a clone and looked towards him. Take her to the medical bay. Tell her that it is my order that she is to be kept there and treated as first priority. And so the clone left. In the meantime, Naruto, his son, was there, squirming and crying. As he picked him up and hugged him. Everything will be fine, son. I have to do this. For your sake, your mother's sake, and for the sake of Konoha. Just be brave. And so, he arrived. He arrived at the battlefield. Seeing that the Biju was throwing the shinobis who were there already as a form of defense were being thrown left and right, he knew he had to summon some extra help. And so he did. As using the toad summoning technique, he summoned a huge toad that arrived. What do you want, kid? What the hell is that? Is that the QB? Yes, Chief, I want you to handle it. It's the strongest speed, you kid. Even I can't handle it. You know that. Just buy us enough time, okay? Alright, I'm gonna try my best. And so, the Toad siding with the Shinobi then tried to even the odds, but even that was not enough. In the meanwhile, Minato began to prepare the sealing process and begin to draw the seal patterns of Accursed One and the most dangerous one. Is that the Reaper Death Seal markings? Said an old voice from behind. Minato, without even looking, realized who it was. Hiruzen-sama, you're here. Yes. Are you insane? Making a deal with the Shinigami. I have no other choice. Only the Uzumakis have used it. Even we, as Konoha, has never used that technique. Mita-sama has warned me that the technique is dangerous. You will be selling your soul to Shinigami. I have to do that. There is no other way. If I have to do that to stop the QB, then I will. Just make sure that my family is protected. I will. Promise you that much. And so, now we see Minato begin to do the hand seals, and finally summon the Shinigami. As the time slowed for Minato, almost like it froze as the Shinigami in its Reaper form presented itself, and with a deep grumbling and chilling tone it said, "What do you want?" Minato couldn't form words from his mouth. Because of the chilling presence, each and every fiber of his body was telling him to just get the hell away from this monster. But he knew he couldn't, because if he did, then every one of them who were fighting out there would die. And he couldn't do that to them. I am Minato Mikaze of Konoha. I know who you are. I have records of everyone. What do you want? Your time hasn't come yet. I want to exchange my life in exchange for the QB to be sealed within my son and make him a Jinchuriki. The QB is quite big and your life is too little as a payment. The deal cannot be made, human. Sorry. Please wait. There has to be a way. If you leave, then we all will die. So is the life cycle. People live, people die, and you, elemental nation ones, are disgusting to us. Fighting wars, causing chaos, and death of the innocent. Death of those who didn't deserve it. You all are going to rot in hell. What? What do you mean by that? I do not need your soul. That is what I am saying. You all are going to come to me, and that is when you will be judged and punished. As Minato then said, there has to be something that we can come to agree on. Please. That is when Minato noticed that the Shinigami was looking towards his son. No, not him. He's innocent. Yes, he is. He is innocent. I agree to your deal. Your life will be forfeited. It will be given to me, but your soul will be going to Kami to be judged. I do not need your soul. Then what do you want? Minato knew better that this seal specifically mentioned that only in exchange of soul would make the deal. I want, in exchange, a soul of my own choice to come and reside within this child, aside from the QB. Do not worry, you have my word. The QB would not harm the boy, and neither will the soul. If in anything, it will help him and help us. Help you? Yes. How? That is something you do not need to know. Do you agree to these terms? Because the time is running out, Minato. Today, more than half of your village will die if you do not make a choice. I'm telling you this much for sure. I accept. I accept. Please, anything, just save everyone. And so, Minato's life was forfeited, as per the contract, and from the depths of hell a spirit rose, formed by those who have been wronged. Their avenger, their vengeance, known as the spirit of vengeance itself. My servant, You from now on are bound to this child. And you, as the sun sets, will be the one to bring justice to everyone of those cursed souls who have been cursed by them. Elemental nations soon will realize what will happen if gods get involved. As the spirit roared like a Ghost Rider one, and then entered the child in the form of smoke and flames. As for the QB, two chains ripped it apart and then turned into an orange chakra, sealing it within Naruto as well. With that, the Shinigami disappeared, and the time resumed. Minato felt his life force leaving instantly as he looked down. Protect my son. Kushina is in the medical bay. Protect them, Hiruzen-sama. And with that being said, Minato Namikaze was no more. He had perished, died. The shinobis did not celebrate. Nobody could. They have not only lost a leader, but also someone who they looked up to. What are we gonna do now, Hiruzen-sama? Hiruzen picked up the Hokage hat nearby and wore it. It's Hokage-sama now. And now, we help out those who are in trouble, and then gather those who have died. Give them proper, respectful burial. Within a week or so, prepare them and take the bodies away. As Hiruzen went and swept up the child in his arms, what are you gonna do? It seems that a meeting is in order for the council. And so, before arriving there, Hiruzen remembered what Minato had said and went straight towards the medical bay, which was fully packed to the brim. The doctors did not have even a second of free time, and yet there was one. The Hokage's personal doctor, who was busy with only one patient, watching and monitoring each and every one of her vitals. Ah, Hiruzen-sama, what are you doing with the Hokage hat? Minato Namikaze is no more. I see. That is quite tragic. What about the child? Is he? Yes. Please look after him. I have to go and talk to the council. I will. You do not need to worry, sir. As Hiruzen turned on his heel to find Ananbu standing there, wearing a dog mask that he slipped off his face, revealing that he was wearing a cloth mask underneath. Kakashi, what are you doing here? I gave an order. I want to be nearby them to make sure they're protected, sir. Please. I already lost Sensei. It's alright, Kakashi. You won't lose them. You have my permission. Thank you, Hokage-sama. With that, Hiruzen walked past by him, patting his shoulder, and then went straight towards the room that had all the Konoha's main people within. As soon as he opened the door and closed it shut, wearing the Hokage hat and his old robes, it was instant. Everyone realized and was silent, as if mourning for their Hokage who had perished so young. After arriving near his desk, Hiruzen's hand lingered there and he sighed, closing his eyes. A moment of silence, please, for our Hokage and those who have died today fighting for our home. As many of the people holding back their tears let loose in silence. And after cleaning up their eyes, Hiruzen sat down and began the meeting. This meeting, now that the silence of moment have passed, is in motion. Let's begin with the first objective. How did the QB broke free and attack? We are not aware, but Kushina luckily is alive and is being treated as per Minato's last instructions. Once she recovers, we will be able to find out what has happened. And as for those who have died and perished, they will be properly given burial, respectful one, like a shinobi, even if they are civilians, once everyone's body is gathered and not. I am so sorry for those who have lost their loved ones, but know this, you and I have lost my own wife tonight. This is a heavy night for Konoha, one in which we mourn all together. Now, if you have any questions, please, I would be kind enough to listen to them. As Danzo Shimura stood up, I know the mood is somber and all that, but I would like to ask one question. what happened to the Kyuubi no Yoko. Minato used the Reaper Death Seal of the Uzumaki clan, as everyone's eyes widened. You mean that seal that Mito-sama warned us about? Said Homura. Yes. Poor child. There must not have been another other way. Of course not. Kyuubi was rampant. Even if he had summoned the whole Toad clan, it would have been not enough to stop that monster. We could have used Jiraiya and Tsunade's help. It was because of you and your leniency that both of them ran free around. Jiraiya is running a spy network. For what? For reconnaissance. As for Tsunade, I do agree. If she was here tonight, many of the casualties that are going to happen would have been avoided. You're right about that. Who is the new Jinchuriki? This is my last question. The Jinchuriki obviously was Minato's own son. His infant child. An infant child? Isn't that even safe? Kushina was made into a Jinchuriki when she was 12. And as for Mito-sama, she was already an adult and married to Hashirama-sama when she became the first Jinchuriki. We have never had an infant one. I heard that Sunagakure had an infant Jinchuriki, and whenever the boy tries to sleep, the Biju awakens. That may be true, but the seal that was used on that monster and our own Jinchuriki are completely different ones. But can it be trusted? Can Shinigami be trusted? Are you insane? Do you not know, civilian son, what you are suggesting? It is the death god after all. We can't trust it. The people are afraid. So much so that they are not willing to accept that the child that has the Biju within him is the Hokage's own. It's not that, Danzo. It is that they are afraid the Biju might break free. Do not try to twist the words. Regardless, the child still needs to be trained and taught from a young age. And I must say that I am the more qualified one. How can you say that? Kushina will be more than enough to teach him because she is the previous Jinchuriki, who hasn't once used the chakra of the Kyuubi. She has no experience whatsoever. Do you have? No. What I have is experience in teaching discipline. You created puppets when you had root division, which was necessary factor in winning the second Great Shinobi War, mind you. People of Konoha, if we do not teach that child now, then there will be consequences later on. War can start at any time. We have seen that happen multiple times now already. It won't be too long before the fourth Great Shinobi War happens, now that everyone would know that Konoha has weakened. It is high time we start preparing. What are you gonna do? Put him on a stroller or walker and try to teach him ninjutsu? At least let the boy grow up. Then let him grow up without his mother. What? Yes, let him grow in an orphanage. Under your watch. Tell Kushina that her son is dead. Why would I do that? I promised Minato that I would protect his son, not rip about his family. It must be done. We need a proper Jinchuriki. As everyone began to murmur in agreement, even some of the shinobi clans. How can you say that? How can you even think of acknowledging this idea? Minato and Kushina were your teammates, friends, and your own batchmates. That may be true, but we can't take risks. And Kushina, she already would be grieving Minato and would be shocked. It would be better if we tell her that the child died. In this way, she would not grieve that much, and the child will grow up to be the perfect Jinchuriki that we want. And so, even Inuichi agreed to this. The only person who did not was Shikaku Nara, Fugaku Uchiha, as well as Choza Akamichi, and from the Aburama clan. We are against this. Minato has done much more for us than anyone else, and we cannot backstab him like the rest. As soon as Kushina wakes up, we will tell her. If you do, then there will be consequences, Uchiha-san. Know this. Are you going to threaten us with war? Yes, of course we are. You are all making a big mistake. A big one. Even if we don't tell her, Once she find out, she will be marching through here and giving you all hell. There would be nothing that would be able to stop you. If you won't, then I have other ways. As their kids were kidnapped by Danzo's route, which was opening. Danzo, what are you doing? I have given a command. Your kids are taken. What? Said Fugaku. What did you do? Your newest born Sasuke Uchiha, Shikamaru Nara, as well as Joji Akamichi and Shino Aburame have been taken. If any one of you try to as much as look towards Kushina, you would be paying hell with their lives. You will pay for this. This is injustice, Tsukage-sama. Do something. This is not the right way, Danzo. Enough. If you won't do this, then I will. Sometimes we have to use disgusting tactics to do what is right. So, your clans withdrew from the council seat and even retracted back from resigning heavily from the shinobi duties and whatnot, minding their own business now. As Kushina woke up after 8 months of the Kyubi attack, when everything had settled down and the village was now already rebuilding, as receiving her were Koharu and Homura. Elders, what are you doing here? Where am I? You were unconscious. It took you quite a long time to recover. Due to the trauma, you were in a comatose state. Trauma? Where is Minato and Naruto? My son. We did not know you had a son. What? Where is he? Where is Minato? Minato died that night. A child was found next to him. Both of them were attacked and killed brutally by Kyubi. What? No. Tell me this is a lie. Please. We're not telling you any lies, Kushina. We're telling you the truth. As Kushina began to wail and cry, she again had been left orphaned, without a family. And so, they gave her space. Hiruzen wasn't allowed to meet her. Even if she tried, the only response from his assistant came that he was busy. It got into a point that Kushina, after a few months more as it turned into a year since the disaster, began to drink to ease up her sorrows, and then decided to leave when even her own friends decided not to meet her, calling them all traitors and whatnot. Some of them looked guilty, while the others, they just watched her from far, sadness filled with eyes, as some of the shinobis would arrive and stop them. Our best friend Mikoto and Tsuzumi, both of them have been like that. And so now we see Kushina packed her bags and left. Everyone realized that once that the Kushina was gone, that they could move forward with their plan. And Naruto's training after 2 more years began. From a young age, Naruto was molded into discipline. He would cry, he would yell, he would beg, but they didn't listen. They drilled discipline into him and trained him to the point that he was no longer to them the son of the Hokage and an heir to the Uzumaki clan, but he was just a pawn, a tool that they could use. Naruto, at the age of 8, was being sent on S-rank missions alone. Most of them from he returned beaten and battered, almost died sometimes as well, and sometimes even close to losing limbs. And whenever he returned, he was always belittled in front of the council. Everyone would yell at him, curse him that he needs to do better, and how he was a failure. All except one, Hokage. Naruto, he has grown cold, motionless. He didn't felt anything at all, because from a young age he was told that these were useless things by Danzo. As now we go towards Danzo Shimura, in his office, which we see he and Koharu and Homura were pouring drinks and smiling. You have been doing great, Danzo. The boy's training is going great. Sooner or later he will be our perfect weapon, and with that we can wage war on the others and take their land for us. Of course, only one nation should exist, and that is Konoha. Not as a village, but as a nation. And with a king at its helm. Of course, here's to future King Danzo, as everyone chuckled and enjoyed. As Naruto, even if he heard that, he had just a blank expression on his face. On the other side, Kushina had met with one person that wasn't present back in Konoha and could give two shits about the rules. Jiraiya. Kushina, what are you doing here? You're becoming like Tsunade. Go away, Jiraiya. You're like them too. When we needed you, you weren't even there. My son, my husband, both of them died fighting the Kyuubi. Because of that masked person. And Konoha has gone to hell. Hiruzen, he after retaking the position has changed. I tried to contact him, got in touch to know what happened. I tried to ask my friends, nobody would tell me. I had enough and left. They didn't even tell me where the graves were. That's outrageous. How can they do that? You have fought for Konoha as much as any of them. Konoha is your home. No, it's not. It's hell. Being ignored for no reason by your own friends and family. For people you consider them at least to be. You just realize that how alone you are. And I can't bear with it, Jiraiya. Don't give me hope. And leave me the hell alone. Wait. Don't do this, Kushina. There's still hope. There isn't. And so, Kushina yanking her hand away left, as Jiraiya sighed. At least I'm glad that she allowed me to place a seal on her. A tracker one. Keeping a track of her would be good for me. I'm sorry, Minato. Everything has gone down to shit back in Konoha. I didn't realize that it has gone this much bad. Maybe I should have returned when you had died. It's been 6 years. God knows what has changed. And so, Jiraiya decided to pay Konoha back a visit. As he jumped in to the council meeting, where he found a 6-year-old blonde-haired boy covered from head to toe in scars, being yelled at by every one of them except for Hiruzen, who just watched him with pitiful eyes. The boy stood straight, facing him with a blank expression. What the hell are you all doing, yelling at a child? And why is he wearing an on-wood tire? That is none of your concern, Jiraiya. Is that so? Jiraiya lifted up the shirt of the boy and channeled his chakra. A seal. Reaper that seal. You lied to Kushina, didn't you? Azan was surrounded, Jiraiya. You know what you're doing, Jiraiya? You're playing a dangerous game. What are you planning to do with that information? As two toads spoofed into Jiraiya's shoulder, as his eyes turned into Toad Sage modes. And then he said, the dangerous game that is being played here is by you and Konoha. Do you know what you all are doing? This is the child of Minato and Kushina, whose mother is grieving outside and faulting herself, drinking herself to death. As Naruto, who was listening into this, was shocked for the first time. My mother is alive? As that is when Danzo used his hand seal to cause Naruto extreme amount of pain. Forget about that. You think I would let you go after what I have gone through to train you? You are nothing more than our weapon, our tool, and you should not have any emotions or attachments towards whatsoever here. If I tell you to go kill her, you would go and kill her. Do you understand? As Naruto was scrumming on the ground in agony. What the fuck are you doing, Danzo? Let the boy go. You're gonna kill him at this rate. Do you think I care? I am his master, and he will obey me. Master? You're listening to yourself? I have had enough of you, said Hiruzen as he stood up. You have turned me into a figurehead and nothing else. You will pay for that, Danzo. As the shinobis who were watching this were quiet because they realized that how much they have screwed up. Because Naruto now was aware, and he was an S-rank threat already. But by that time, sun was already beginning to set, And that is when Naruto, for the first time, felt rage, screams, the injustice surging through him, as suddenly Naruto himself was caught on fire, as he let out a roar which was filled with a bit agony, as suddenly Danzo felt his connection to him cut off, as the seal that was placed on him burned away, aside from the Reaper that seal which was powered by Shinigami. And Naruto then rose. His Anbu attire, now a bit melted and still intact, was surrounded by flames, as Naruto was no more there. It was a skeletal figure engulfed in flames, with hollow eyes, as it let out a roar and adorned his Anbu mask, which turned into a skull-like figure, with its eyes glowing. As he pointed his finger towards Danzo, "You, guilty, all of you." And suddenly, he tapped his foot on the ground as a portal opened, from which screams of agony could be heard and heat emerged, as from there a chain erupted like a serpent and surrounded itself around Naruto's arm, as Naruto yanked it as the said hole closed, and grabbed Danzo with it. "Your soul is tainted by the blood of innocent. Feel their pain." As he let loose the flames, as Danzo was screaming in agony, "Save me! Save me! Ah! It burns!" But nobody could, as everyone watched in horror, as after that, Naruto, one by one, began to march towards the rest. They tried to escape as the flames with Naruto's hands rose from outside, surrounding them, meaning there was no place out. As that is when we see those who have sided with Danzo, except for the Uchiha clan who weren't present there, as well as Aburame, Akamichis, and Nara clan. The rest were burned down. Some tried to say that they were friends of his parents, but all Naruto could tell them was that they betrayed even them. As after all of them were burned down to ash, two persons remained, Jiraiya and Hiruzen, who were afraid, as the rest had been turned into ash, fallen into the ground. As Naruto turned towards them, "You are guilty, but not that much. You, on the other side, you're innocent. I'm not. I'm the one who caused this to happen, didn't I? No. He's not Naruto. Are you? No. What are you then? I am spirit from hell. The spirit of vengeance." What? "I was made part of this child, and only could be unleashed when he felt true loss. And he had felt that today. And now, each and every night, I will go out to hunt. Hunt for what? For guilty. And I smell a lot of guilt and vengeance in the air." With that, he slammed his hand onto the ground as a horse appeared that was burning in flames. As suddenly, the building was destroyed from one side, as Naruto, jumping on top of the horse, then jumped down and began to ride as the new Ghost Rider of the Elemental Nations. Naruto arrived in the land of waves that was nearby, where Gato and his goons were currently trying to grab some girls for their own fun at the night. As suddenly the figure appeared and stood there. "What the hell is that? A demon! Kill it! Kill it now!" said Danzo. "You all are guilty." And so, one by one, they were all turning to ash except for Gato, whose face was grabbed and leveled to the mask-wearing Ghost Rider Anbu, who took off his mask. As the Gato screamed, "Oh my god! Demon, let go of me! Your souls are tainted by the blood of innocent. Feel their pain, their injustice you caused." As Gato lived pain of every person from his young age to now that he had killed, as his eyes turned into charcoals and eternal damnation was done. His body began to turn blue, as that is when Naruto and the Spirit of Vengeance saw that the sun was rising. "You all are safe now." And with that, it ground and fell to its knees, and the horse, as a portal opened, disappeared into it, As now everyone witnessed that Naruto's skin began to grow, as finally he slumped down unconscious onto the ground as a humanoid boy. Is that a child? Oh my god, we need to help him. And so it was afternoon when Naruto woke up, thirsty, and was given a lot of water. Here, easy. Take as much as you want. What happened? Where am I? And why do I feel like everything is burning? You really don't know? No. No, I don't. You, kid, turned into a flaming monster with skull and killed everyone. Those who were tormenting us. You called them that they were guilty and something about spirit of vengeance and whatnot. As Naruto then suddenly has flashes flash in his mind. Did I really do that? Yes. Yes, you did. But you can stay here as much as you want. We will take care of you. No. My mother. I have to go after her. I have to find her. And so Naruto left. A little bit limping, but still did, because he knew what Konoha has done and he needed to meet her. Hope filled in his eyes. Naruto was searching to the nearby village until the night fell. No, not again. I can feel it. As suddenly, Naruto saw some goons teasing a girl. And that is when the spirit of Ghost Rider emerged. And that is when the ghost as well. The ghost horse. Riding the horse, Naruto was weaving through villages, traveling at light speed, and dealing with the injustice. A lot of gangs, a lot of bandits, a lot of criminals were being wiped out clean, and warlords as well. Nobody was spared, and the news even got wild when Orochimaru himself was killed, who was at the time member of the Akatsuki. While back at Konoha, mood was somber. When the information to the normal civilians was revealed of what has happened and what the other clans have done, they were hated to the core. Those clans who were forced to watch their families still being trapped were finally allowed to speak for themselves. If we hadn't vowed to stay quiet, our child would have died. Thankfully, since Danzo is dead, the seals have been voided and we are able to get help thanks to Jiraiya-sama. But Minato and Kushina and that boy didn't deserve this. As Mikoto was crying, because she knew that the cost of her son's life had costed her friend, her whole family. And there was nothing in this world she could do that would make her friend forgive her. As for the others, they were scarred because they have been told of what has happened, and Konoha and all of them were hearing the news of the said figure, the spirit of vengeance, or the other name that people has given him, the Ghost Rider, on his flaming horse, was seen riding through multiple towns as well as villages. Bandits were cleaned out more faster than anything has ever done in the Elemental Nation's history. As in the broken Hokage office, we see Jiraiya as well as Hiruzen stood. We need to bring Kushina in. You think she would forgive you all? It's for her son. We don't want her to stay here and fight for us anymore. We want them to be united. Good thing I placed a seal on her. I'm gonna go and talk to her then. And so, a few weeks passed as the Ghost Rider continued to do his work. We see Jiraiya finally found Kushina, drunken and tired, in a bar again. You know, too much drinking can cause you liver problems, Kushina. You're young. Screw you, Jiraiya. I told you I could give two shits about Konoha. But what about your son? About him? He's dead, isn't he? He's alive. Don't fuck with me, Jiraiya, said Kushina as the glass of sake in her hand was shattered. I'm gonna rip your throat out if you lie to me about that. I know. And I'm not lying. Your son, when I returned after our last meeting, turns out to be was kidnapped and was forced to train by Danzo and the whole council, except for the Uchiha clan and the Nara, Akamichis and Aburame. The rest had agreed. and told you that news. What? What happened? Your son. He has the spirit of vengeance within him, and also is known as the Ghost Rider. You mean the spirit, Flaming Skull, that has been going around killing people? Yes, but those who are only criminals, guilty as he calls them. God knows why, or how that spirit has been arrived here. But you need to meet him. Please. If that boy is my son, then I'm coming with you. But don't you dare for a moment that I will fight for Konoha just to take him out. I know. And so now we see Kushina was brought back. While this was going on, we see a member was seated there wearing a straw hat and a black cloak with red clouds, and they were terrified. Arriving back at their base, underneath a village, we see people appear wearing the same robe. Zetsu, what news have you brought? It's not good. The Ghost Rider figure that we are hearing so much about, it's one of our targets. It's Naruto Uzumaki. What? You know, he's a monster, a demon, God knows what he is. He's killing everyone and making it look easy. There's nothing we can do. God, the plan is foiled. You have to go back and think this through. What are we gonna do now? We will target him. I am Kami. If he is a demon, then I would be able to banish him to hell. So we're gonna engage? Yes, we are gonna engage. Do you know where he is? I have been keeping an eye on him. It's at Kisame. I know where he is. Then let's meet up with Kisame and start planning. And so, now we see Naruto at the age of 7 was living on his own thanks to the survival training, or more like torture, he has endured in woods, still trying to look for his mother in the nearby villages. His clothes, they have gotten a bit dirty, but he didn't care. He had washed himself in the nearby stream alongside his clothes, and now was resting. I'm gonna find you, mother. Can't believe they lied to me. To my face. That is what they do. Who said that? I said, who said that? Calm down, kid. It's me. Who? Kyubi. The Ninetales? But you're a monster. How can you... That is what they also lied about. Think about it. I am a sentient being made out of chakra. I see. But why are you being like this to me? I may be called as a monster, a demon, or whatnot, but I am not. And I can tell who is a kindred spirit and who is not. You have been tormented, placed as a prisoner, ripped apart from your family, like I am. So obviously I sympathize with you. I see. You know, I am glad that at least I have someone here. So you do know what emotions are, after all. I don't know. I feel something and tears well up in my eyes when I think about my mother. What could have life been like? And I feel something when I see others, like, why not me? That's called jealousy and sadness. The tears one is sadness, and the one that you see is envy and jealousy, kid. But both of those will be no more, because once you see your mother, you will be happy. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. About what? About your other tenant. Other tenant? The one you turn into each and every night. You mean the Ghost Rider? Yes. He is here, dormant, but I can sense him. Try to communicate with it. See why he's here. And so Naruto arrived inside his mindscape thanks to the help of Kyubi. And they both arrived in front of the spirit of vengeance that appeared in his true form, standing in front of Naruto. What do you want, child? What are you doing here, and what do you want, Ghost Rider? I am a spirit of vengeance. And I am all damned one. To hear those who have been wronged, as well as have been killed unjustly. And my goal is one and simple: to bring down justice as well as bring down the guilty. When will you stop? When everyone guilty is dead. There is no stopping. Because each and every day a new guilty one emerges. You're right. There is no stopping, is it? No. As after that we see the flames turn blue, but you are an innocent child who has gone through hell. How is your flames turning different shade? You're the damned angel, aren't you? An archangel who fell and was trapped in hell and turned into the spirit of vengeance. The spirit of justice. That I am no more, but I reside within the child. He is as much as me as I am him, and I have a goal. That is to save the innocent and kill the unjust, and bring them to Shinigami, the pits of hell. I understand. I will help you. Are you sure about this, kid? I am, Kyubi-san. It is a noble goal after all, and maybe you don't have to do this anymore alone. Won't you, Ryder? I see. As now we see Naruto was abruptly woken up, as he found himself tied and surrounded. Well, you basically presented yourself on a silver platter, Naruto. Who are you? What do you want? Let go of me, said Naruto, trying to yank himself free. Now that would be letting go of the bounty, wouldn't it, Ryder? What? We know who you are, and we are here to take you down. But not before you give something that belongs to us. As that is when Naruto noticed the sun was setting. You shouldn't have come here at this time. What? As that is when the rider emerged, and what followed suit was screams. Screams heard throughout the forest. From Zetsu to even the so-called immortals, no one was spared. Every last one of them was killed and dealt with, sent to the pits of hell. And so it continued from Eva to the rest, and finally we go back to Konoha. There the news broke out that Kushina was trapped there. As Naruto, hearing this, dashed as fast as he could, as something happened. It was daytime when the rider, in his blue flames, emerged. What is going on? I'm still me, but... As told you, you're as much as I am you. Use the power. And so the ghost emerged in blue flames, as the rider, in the form of Naruto, now rode back to Konoha at blinding speeds. Once arrived there, every shinobi, seeing him, was terrified, as Naruto felt himself getting angrier as his flames from blue began to turn into red ones, and hotter ones as Naruto arrived, and with his flames and hand alone, he bursted through the doors. "Where is my mother?" yelled Naruto. "Son?" As the flames died down, as Naruto turned back into his human self. "Mother?" As Kushina, with her lips trembling, nodded and hugged her son and cried, "You're alive! Thank God you're alive! I thought I lost you." As Kushina cried, "I thought I didn't have any." As Hiruzen tried to apologize, but Naruto looked at him and told him to don't. "Asleep, mother. I don't want to stay here." "Yes, let's do." As both mother and son left, Naruto began to tell her about what has happened and what he was now living with. It's just, I don't know if I'm more than enough to do this. If that is what the spirit is doing, then I will be more than glad to help you, son. Because after all, we are family, and we're finally together, forever. As Kushina hugged her son, as Naruto, in tears, hugged her mother back. He, even if was burdened with the spirit of vengeance and all that, was still, after all, just a little boy, who yearned for a mother's love that he finally had gotten. As this is where I will be leaving this short movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Polo GI channel as well as Potato What Ifs channel. As this is it for the day, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.